I'm Mark Callan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of SaltwaterAquarium.com. A saltwater tank without fish is better known as boring, and as you can tell, we're putting fish in the Red Sea Reboot tank. Now, two of the fish in here are only here as temporary residents. The Naso Tang and the yellow blotched rabbitfish are only here temporarily. Now, they were in the Red Sea Max before, and they've outgrown the tank. For the moment, the Red Sea Max is the biggest tank in the office. However, once I get a new 12-footer, our 673-gallon lobby tank up and running, the Naso and the rabbit are going to move up into there. So, bigger home is coming, guys. Just hang out for now.
The clownfish are all getting along, so they will all stay. I won't be adding more clownfish to the tank as these clowns have been together for a while. Therefore, if I added more clownfish, I don't expect that it would go very well. My experience with groups of clowns is that once a community is established, any new clownfish introduced to the tank are bullied and usually killed. 3 clownfish in a 650-liter, aka 170-gallon tank? Yeah, we've got plenty of room to add more fish. What are we going to do with all that space? We're going to do this. A pair of Bangai cardinals. Bangais often go in my tanks, as this is unique fish not only in its color pattern, but also in that they are widely available as captive bred specimens. They're also very well behaved, and I've only known them to be aggressive towards their own kind.
They commonly spawn in captivity, and when they do spawn, they're mouth brooders, so the male carries the young in his mouth. This has actually happened in our Maginficent 120 tank, as here's the male with a mouth full of eggs. Sorry dude, no food for you while you're carrying the babies.
Fairyrasses. Great community fish that are often overlooked. There are all kinds of striking Fairyrasses that will be standout selections for your tank, and in the Red Sea Max 650.
While I love my Fairyrasses, Fairyrasses love to jump out of saltwater tanks. The Red Sea Reboot tank is an open-top tank, which does not work well with Fairyrasses. Therefore, we're adding a screen top. This is the Red Sea screen top kit, which is easy to assemble and comes in a variety of sizes. This will keep the fish in and keep them safe, and since it's mesh, it lets air breathe and helps keep the tank cool.
Midas Blenny. I love these guys. Since they naturally have an inadequate swim bladder, they have a unique swimming pattern which resembles an eel. Plus, the splash of gold always catches your eye. Bristletooth Tang. I like the whitetail variety. They are hardworking algae eaters that leave other fish alone. I've had one in my tank for over 6 years, and it's done great.
While we're on the topic of tangs, the Red Sea Reboot tank is going to get a single yellow tang. Now the yellow tang is the fish that got me into the saltwater tank hobby. I remember very clearly in 1989 walking into my local fish store and seeing a yellow tang. I knew at that moment that I wanted one, and that meant getting into the saltwater tank hobby. Now the thing about yellow tangs is they can be bullies, but they usually only bully their own kind being zebrasoma tangs. Zebrasoma tangs includes gem tangs, purple tangs, black tangs, and of course yellow tangs. So I'm only putting one zebrasoma tang in this tank, therefore I don't expect any bad behavior out of the yellow tang.
Rollands Damsels. Yes, a damsel. I fell in love with these guys in my 448-gallon tank, and a trio of them in the Red Sea Reboot will be perfect. They all have their own territories and they rarely venture beyond the borders. Speaking of damsels, no chromas for this tank. If I did put in a chromis, I'd only put in one, as my experience with them is they often fight and whittle themselves down until one remains. Maginficent Foxface. Now I'm only adding this guy after the yellow spot rabbitfish is gone due to potential aggression issues. Another hardworking algae eater that's a standout performer in the tank, and they're great looking. Bellis Angelfish pair. This is a very reef-safe angel that stays on the small side. The two sexes look very different from one another, which makes them very easy to distinguish. A pair is perfect for the Red Sea Max 650.
Saltwater fish will always be my first love. They're what got me into the saltwater tank hobby, and there's something about interacting with a fish and a fish that knows you with striking colors and striking color patterns that a coral just can't provide. But don't get me wrong, the Red Sea Max is going to be a reef tank, therefore it is going to have corals. For now, I'm enjoying just the fish in here. I'm Mark Callan, Mr. Saltwater Tank, coming to you on behalf of SaltwaterAquarium.com. I'll catch you in the next episode.